Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. We are going to talk about Dura Mater today, and here at the side you can see the diagrammatic representation of meninges for the reference. So let's start the topic with introduction. Dura Mater is the fibrous outermost membrane of meninges, the three-layer protective covering of the brain and spinal cord. Its name means tough mother in Latin and it lives up to it. Its primary barrier between the brain and skull, it offers both mechanical protection and structural support. Talking about layers of dura mater, in cranial dura mater, in the skull it has two tightly joined layers that are periosteal layer that adheres directly to the inner surface of skull bone, and it has meningeal layer that lies beneath the periosteal layer and continues down the spinal cord as the spinal dura mater. These layers usually remain fused but separate at certain places to form dural venous sinuses that are channels that collect and drain venous blood from the brain. Let's talk about layers of dura mater in spinal dura mater. In the vertebral canal, only the meningeal layer is present and dural layer is not present. Periosteal layer is not present. It forms a tubular sheet around the spinal cord, separating it from the vertebra by epidural space, which contains fat and blood vessels. Now let's talk about dural partitions. There are folds of meningeal layer that extend into the cranial cavity to stabilize the brain. They include phallic cerebri, that is a sickle-shaped partition between the two cerebral hemispheres. It has tentorium cerebelli, that is a horizontal fold separating the cerebrum from the cerebellum. It has phallic cerebelli, that is a smaller fold between the two cerebellar hemispheres. It has diaphragma celli that covers the pituitary gland in the sella turcica with a small opening for infundibulum. So there are four dural partitions. The dural partitions are basically folds of meningeal layer that extend into the cranial cavity to stabilize the brain. Next we will talk about dural venous sinuses. They are formed by splits between periosteal and meningeal layer of dura mater. These sinuses drain venous blood from the brain. Notable ones include superior and inferior sagittal sinus, straight sinus, transverse sinus, sigmoid sinus, and cavernous sinus. They ultimately drain into internal jugular vein. All of these sinuses drain into the internal jugular vein. Next we will talk about innervation and vascular supply of the dura mater. Innervation. It is mainly by the branches of trigeminal nerve in the cranial dura and upper cervical nerves in the spinal dura. Blood supply. It is provided by middle meningeal artery, that is branch of maxillary artery, which is clinically significant in epidural hematoma if ruptured. Next, let's talk about clinical significance of this dura mater. First is epidural hematoma. That is when blood accumulates between skull and dura, often due to middle meningeal artery rupture. Second is dural sinus thrombosis. There is the clot formation in the venous sinuses, potentially they are life-threatening. Third is meningeal irritation. Stretching or inflammation of dura leads to headache, neck stiffness, or nausea. Fourth clinical significance is spinal anesthesia and epidural injections. They target spaces around or beneath the dura for regional nerve blockage. Now let's talk about conclusion of this lecture video. The dura mater is more than just a tough outer shell. It's a structural anchor, vascular framework, and shock absorber rolled into one. Whether it's keeping your brain secure or channeling venous blood, it plays a protective and dynamic role in the central nervous system. And this was all about dura mater. Hopefully you liked the video. If you do, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for watching.